welcome back to the Two Rivers battlefield. We just finished up with Infamy. Cleaned up everything, getting ready for my first ever battle of Oathmark. Using the same armies, just kind of reorganized to fit in the Oathmark rule set. And this will hope not be too painful for you guys, because there's going to be a lot of pauses and a lot of me reading, which you won't see, thankfully, as I try to learn that game. So this game looks very interesting to me. It kind of fits in my wheelhouse with the time period I like. It's got a little spin of fantasy if you want to. It's more of a sandbox than anything else. Plus it has the kingdom building and campaign building mechanics in it, which I really like. So gonna give it a shot. Try a couple games. Probably gonna build up some orc and goblin armies just to oppose my human forces I already have, and more to come as I create more and more guys, and we get into 2024. So all right, hang in there. We'll show you the armies. They're very similar, just as I said, just reorganized for this game. This, of course, is the Oathmark rulebook. It's from Osprey Games. Joe McCullough is the creator. I saw a couple of interviews with him. I don't know him very well, but he seems like a good guy. He's made some other games, I think like Frostgrave and a few others. I've never played any of those, so this is my first foray into his stuff, so I'm excited. Starting right off, I have an illegal base, so don't judge me. But cavalry is supposed to be on a 25 by 50. My Baron, of course, is on a different base, but I think we can get by with it since I'm doing it on both sides. If you haven't played this game before, aren't familiar, it's a rank and file kind of game, which is you can have you have to have 5 to consider it a full row. So here's 5 guys. You can't go any deeper than 4 with your main units like this. So 1 to 20 guys. Both forces are going to be completely identical, so nothing too exciting. I'll show you the Aurelians and we'll zip through the Timordans, but they've got 7 heavy cavalry. Then we've got, I gotta stand up so I can actually count these guys, sorry about that. 16 heavy infantry, which is a combination of kind of knights and foot sergeants. I couldn't really form a good enough foot knight unit, so I've got to build that up a little bit at some point, but putting them together like that, get a force of 16, that's not bad for Oathmark. Yeah, as far as I know. Then you get a group of 13 heavy spearmen. Second group of 13 heavy spearmen. You'll see the theme here. 13 light infantry, 13 light infantry, 13 longbowmen, 13 crossbowmen. I kind of have to adapt the rules a little bit to fit what I had. Usually the bow range is 20, and then the elven bow is 22. I just made these longbowmen a range of 25. Made these guys a range of 20. These guys have a little bit more damage potential to offset that these guys can shoot farther. Tweaked around with the statistics on a lot of these guys just to see if it works. Plus I wanted to capture some of the flavor of some of the mercenary units I have. How many guys is that? 17 Osmanian nomads. Then you've got 13 Kaldani pikemen, 13 berserkers of Odenheim, and 13 immortals of Shubia. For the Timordans, it's basically the exact same thing. Keeping it completely and utterly balanced. Here we go. Yay. I've kind of tweaked their stat lines a little bit just for fun. Got to put a little my own spin on it. Very similar to the ones in the book, just a little tweaks here and there, and mostly for the specialized units. And total points for each side is 2,420, which is a good middle of the road battle, and that's without any characters or any big people. So if I had them, I'm sure it would get insane stupid levels. All the 6-sided dice have been put up as a turn counter, and 10-sided dice rule the world in this game. So we're going to have markers for when units have gone, and markers for when units are disordered. I think that's it. We'll see. Just threw the forces on the table, literally. Just, yeah, this might be a good order of battle. So, maybe too far away from each other for a game of Oathmark. But, oh, I forgot this guy's way back here. Let me hit pause and get over there. Hang on. Maybe I will. Just quick panoramic. I always want to go slower, but I feel like I'm going like backwards in time when I'm out here. But then I watch it back. I'm like, oh gosh, I should have calmed down. And they're all lined up on the table. So yeah, it'll give me a chance to get used to the movement. I'm not sure how far away these guys should be from each other. Wanted to give a chance for some archery and some chance for movement. So they're not too far, maybe about 3 feet away from each other. So this should cover it pretty quickly. All right, let's do initiative turn 1. There might be a little bit of holding back of recording just because as units move closer together, it could be kind of boring. I don't want to have an hour and a half of people moving. I have no idea how long it's going to take these guys to get in contact with each other. So do some editing so you don't have to, just so you can get to the good parts better, or quicker, excuse me. So turn 1 movement went pretty smooth, or just turn 1 period. There's no real separate stuff here. Sorry about that. It's going to take a while for me to get the lingo down. We had a couple of units fail activations, only able to do simple moves. But overall, I think it was about 90% success rate. I'll show you from the other side here in a minute. Maybe an overhead view. This looks kind of a bit more cinematic though when you're kind of at the lower end. This is the exciting part for me. I'm like, yeah. They're up on the... No real issues for me for rules. Just had to look up what a simple move was once you failed your activation test. Did a couple maneuvers, couple units pivoted. The big one was after the Berserkers of Odenheim going to get a simple move. These archers wouldn't get through them, so they had to do a pivot to get around them, to try to keep in range. I don't want to... And I'm assuming this turn coming up, in turn 2, we'll get some shooting. I'll look up the fire over rule. These archers and crossbowmen can fire over a unit to line of sight to the next, to their target, but they have to be within 3 inches of the unit they're shooting over. So if they have to do a simple move to move up, then they fire at half firepower, I think. If they just are able to fire right away, they can fire their full effect over the top of an enemy, which is what I want to do because I really don't want to expose these guys to cavalry charges or heavy infantry charges. I just don't think they're going to hold up that well. All right, that's the end of turn 1 movement, or turn 1 period. I gotta shut up about that. Yes. And here's the view of the battlefield from the Reaper drone flying overhead, keeping an eye on the offensive. I won't make any Reaper drone sound effects. I really want to though. Alright, let's do turn 2 initiative. I really like the 2 dice thing. It kind of gives you options you've already rolled to break a tie, which will cover it 99% of the time. It's kind of cool. Also like that for the activation part. And probably it's going to be the same. Well, that won't be the same for the attacking stuff. But so far so good. Enjoying it. This is where it's going to get real complicated for me to decide, because I don't know the tactics yet of who can shoot first and all this stuff. And so... All right, wish me luck. I'll probably show you I'm gonna show you all the combat. We're gonna probably get into it right now. So if you've never played this game before, like I haven't, the red washers are to show basically who's activated. It is a alternate activation back and forth, one unit at a time. But if you are charged or engaged in a hand-to-hand by another, well, it's basically always going to be a charge or move into a combat by another, the other side, your unit will be considered activated already. So it's important to keep track of who's activated. And also, if you get 2 rounds of combat, let's say you get charged, or you charge and you attack somebody, and then somebody charges you afterwards, there's actually a negative benefit for that, I guess, from fatigue. So you can actually, got to keep track of the charging stuff. The other big marker is disordered. They'll be like black or brown markers. They're usually on the opposite side of some of these washers I have. All right, the Aurelians won initiative. This unit of longbowmen is going to fire arrows at these heavy footmen here. They got clear line of sight. Nothing's in their way. Nothing's going to stop me now, baby. All right, so we'll see if they activate. These guys activate on a 5+. All right, we get a successful activation. We'll get ranged combat, and excuse me while I read about it. Those heavy infantry have shielding 1, so they will remove 1 die from the total combat. They're definitely going to throw their shields up. All right, I won't spoon fiend you every time, but the first time we do a combat, like a hand-to-hand, the first time we do this range attack, I'll kind of walk through it. So they have a full row of 5 guys, so they get 5 dice, 5 10-sided dice to attack with. These gentlemen are using shielding, so they go down to 4 dice. So that's, we're going to be rolling 4 dice. Now they're 2 hit, they have a shoot. These guys have a shoot of 2, and the heavy infantry have a defense of 9, so that's a base 7. But they have 1 complete row beyond the first one, so they get down to a 6 to hit. And that's what we call marksmanship, not a single hit. All right, so they're activated. They're done. So we mark them, and we move on to the Timorden side. Now, if you're shot at, it doesn't count as an activation as far as I know. I think it's just if you get hand-to-hand. So those guys are still free to do whatever they want. Timorden crossbowmen, they're within 3 inches of these pikemen. That's the closest target, is the Aurelian heavy cavalry. So they are going to unload on them with their crossbows using the fire over special rule. Cavalry is going to use their shielding. These boys are going to need 9s to hit with 4 dice. For all those who aren't fans of armor saves and those type of games that I think I usually always play, I think Lion Rampant, this one might be the only one that doesn't. No armor saves here. They got 110. That's what they needed. These guys have a health of 1, so one of the knights is killed. The knights take a casualty. They have to take a morale test. You have to roll over your activation. They have they took 1 casualty, but they have 1 complete row of gentlemen, so their morale test will be even. They'll have to roll 2 dice and try to get over a 5. All right, no disordered. We can go on to the next thing. I got to mark sure I mark that crossbow unit with activation. The Aurelians are going to move forward next. Their heavy spear, or their spear infantry, on the northern end of the battle line. Looking for a 5 to activate. They have a move of 6, so they go forward 6, and then the extra move of 3 for 9 inches forward for all those who can't add half the time, like I can't. And I'm not sure if that's the greatest move. I moved out there, and yeah, I'll probably get charged, but they do have brace, and they have shielding too. So I don't know. We'll see. Could be dumb. I really kind of want to. I wanted to send somebody out there to maybe get a combat going. Then once you get a combat going, it starts a cascade of, it's like in checkers. Everyone starts jumping and double jumping everybody, and everybody's king me time. Going to try to activate the Immortals of Shubia here for the Timordens. They're going to try to do a wheel, a 3-inch wheel, and then move forward and engage these Aurelian heavy spear. Oh Oh, here come the Immortals. They will make contact. We'll get a hand-to-hand here, which is cool. There will be a negative for the heavy spear because they're already activated. But they do have brace and shielding, all kinds of good things. The Immortals have wild charge, so I think they can re-roll misses. And they're gonna but that also, if they do that, it opens up their defenses, and they can the spear can also re-roll one of theirs. Oh, here we go, baby. First hand-to-hand ever in Oathmark. Hopefully it's not a disaster. Alright, the Immortals are hitting on a 5. Because they already activated, the Spearmen are hitting on a 6. The Spear will use Brace, so both sides will roll 4 dice. And they'll determine if the Immortals will determine if they want to use their Wild Charge, depending on how they roll. All 4 of those hit, so they will not use their Wild Charge. Heavy Spear attacking back with 4 dice, needing 6s. They get 2, so 2 Immortals will die. 4 Heavy Spear will die, knocking them down to less than, no extra full rank. Oh, and we get a break test. The Spear Infantry will lose. The Immortals will push them back an inch. We'll do a break test. The Spear need a 9 not to be disordered. The Immortals have to roll over a 6 to prevent themselves from going disordered. Outstanding roll by the Heavy Spear again. They are not disordered. The Immortals are not disordered either. And boom. First hand-to-hand done. Chalk it up. Brilliance will activate their Immortals to move up and reinforce. They move forward 9 inches in support of their Spear Infantry. Time Wardens are going to try to activate their Osmanian Nomads. They're going to do a wheel inside that compound. They're going to get within 9 inches of these Spear and try to throw their javelins at them. They pay the penalty for crossing the wall, even though only the front rank got across the wall. They're within 3 inches of the Immortals of Shubia. They're within 9 inches of these guys. They're going to throw their javelins. There will be a negative for moving and throwing. Spear will use their shielding ability, and they'll cut it down to 4 dice. These guys will need 6 to hit because they're moving. 4 dice needing 6s. Heavy Spear units getting pulverized. They lose 3 more guys. Need to roll over a 7 to avoid going disordered. Alright, they are now disordered. Aurelians are going to try to activate their Heavy Foot. The Heavy Foot reached the the Immortals, and the Immortals just rotated a little bit just to ease the combat, otherwise it would have been a nightmare. Just to make it look better, they match them up. So here we go. Here comes the domino effect. All right, both sides, they're gonna forego the shielding. They're gonna go crazy on each other, and the Immortals will decide if they're gonna use their Wild Charge. Both sides need 5s to hit. Rolling 5 dice. Do the Aurelians first. What a choke! They miss everything. Oh, that knight needs to be decommissioned. The Immortals, they're too scared to attack him. Immortals attacking back. What a disaster. The Immortals will push them back an inch. The Heavy Foot will need a 7 not to break, or not to have a disordered. Worst attack ever. They're disordered. They got blown back an inch. Oh, it's not going good for the Aurelians. They need to come back. But it's now the Time Warden initiative. Their archers can't shoot, so they're going to activate and try to move forward. Actually cancel that. They're going to move forward their Heavy Foot just to make room for the archers. probably not the greatest move, but you got to do something. Oh, the Berserkers are going to take that. They're going to try to activate and slam into them. Berserkers going in crazy style with the axes. They're trying to chop them to little pieces. Heavy Foot are going to try to mitigate this by using their their shielding ability, cutting the Berserkers down a little bit. With 4 dice aside, the Heavy Foot will need 6s to hit, the Berserkers will need 4s. And they have Wild Charge if they want to use it. The Aurelians might be cursed. They forgot to sharpen their weapons. They miss everything. Oh, Heavy Foot coming back. Heavy Foot are victorious. They will push the Berserkers back. Berserkers will need a break test. Stand by. I forgot the Berserkers have Wild Charge. They will use it. They roll 1 dice they miss. They do get a kill. Now the Knights need a 6 to because they get to reroll 1 too. So they'll both lose another guy. They both have to take break tests. And the Berserkers still lose and we'll go back an inch. Berserkers will need a 6 not to become disordered. Heavy Foot will have to roll over a 3. Love it. So they stick around. Alright. It's not going well for the Aurelians. Mordens will activate their Heavy Spear Infantry. They move up to cover the flank of the Heavy Foot. Aurelian Light Infantry is just going to chuck 9 javelins at them. Let's see if they can activate. Heavy Spear will will use shielding, cut it down to 4 dice. 4 dice, needing 6s to hit. Two javelins take out 2 of the spearmen. Timordan Berserkers will move forward into this space. They will after I try to, well, at least they'll try to after I do a break test on these guys, my bust. They needed a 5, they love it! Alright, now we'll activate the Berserkers. They move up behind the Heavy Foot. Looking beautiful, baby! Aurelian Heavy Spear trying to activate and move up. Yeah, next, they're just going to go up next to the Berserkers of Odenheim. I couldn't reach anyone, so basically I just moved up to help secure the flank here. Looking to the next couple turns. Timorans will activate their archers and get them up here. They move up into a nice position to start doing some shooting next turn. Aurelians are going to try to activate their Heavy Foot to move forward and continue this line they're creating. Aurelians have a line here. I don't know what the heck if it's important or not. Who cares? These Timordans are going to try to charge. They're 9 inches away from these gentlemen. Heavy Foot on Heavy Foot. These guys have a slight disadvantage because they already activated, but here we go. Just got to determine if I need brace or not. The Aurelians will brace. Not brace. Gosh, I'll get that right one of these times. Sorry about that, everybody. First time screwing up, but I might do that forever. They will use their shielding 1, excuse me. Well, 4 dice. Aurelians will need a 6. Timordans will need a 5. I dug through my D&D dice and found some more red 10-sided dice, so we can speed it up a little bit. I always like to roll my stuff at the same time. So we'll be rolling red dice, of course, for the Aurelians and blue for the Timordans, but we can do it simultaneously. Once again, the Aurelians are looking for 6s, Timordians looking for 5. Aurelians finally rolled decently. They kill 4 Timordans while only losing 2 of their own. They push them back an inch, and both sides will take a break test now. Eurylians will need a 4 or greater, and the Timordans will need a 7 to avoid being broken. Or disordered. Gosh, get it right, Steve. I forgot to get to roll 2 dice. The Timordans made it with, the Eurylians made it with 1 dice. Timordans did not, so they'll roll a 2nd die just to see if they can get that 7 they need. This heavy foot have taken 4 casualties. They've fallen back 1 inch, and they are disordered. Eurylians will activate their heavy pikemen to move into this space. Pikes move forward. I've got a hell of a battle line here. Next turn, I don't even know what the heck's going to happen. It's going to be like insane. Timordans will move forward their light infantry over here on the north flank. Eurylians are going to go after him with the Osmanian nomads, going in for the charge. Oh yeah, here we go. Light infantry chopping away at each other. The Timordan light infantry automatically use shielding. I don't even think about it before I start computing up dice. I'm like, nah, we're shielding. Osmanian nomads would be attacking with 4 dice needing 4s. Timordan light infantry attacking back with 4 dice needing 6. They both kill 3 guys each. So it's a draw. They both fall back 1 inch, and we've got break tests for both. Osmanians will need a 5 not to be disordered, and the Eurylians will need the Timordans need a 6. Neither side's disordered. Time for the Timordians to move. They will move their light infantry forward. Everyone's stalling not to move in the center with the Eurylian heavy cavalry still sitting there. They failed their activation, so they just moved a simple move forward. Eurylians will activate their crossbowmen to move forward. They move up into a good position to shoot over the top at whoever the heck they want to. Timordan's going to activate their heavy cavalry. They throw down the gauntlet and move into the center of the battlefield. I'm going to stall. I don't know what to do yet. They still have 2 units for the Timordans sitting right there. If I charge them with the cavalry, there will be counterattacks. But I do have a light infantry unit over here to move. They move up on the to support the Osmanian nomads. They're kind of on the flank. The front line's looking kind of cool. Could be a good freaking picture. All right, the Timordans are gonna try some tactics here. They're gonna move up and be like an inch in front of these heavy cavalry. Try to block them from going anywhere. They move up in front of them. Let's see what the knights want to do. They charge into the other heavy knights. Oh, I gotta figure out this charging rule and everything else. This is gonna be nice. All right, it's not going to be the easiest here. But since the Timordans have that already activated bonus penalty of -1, they're going to use shielding, cut it down to 4 dice. Both units do have combat dice 2, but maxed out at 5. Hope that made sense. Kind of does in my head, so I'm going to stick with that. So the Eurylians are going to be rolling 4 dice needing 6s, and the Timordans are going to be rolling 4 dice needing 7s. The Eurylians will kill 3 Timordan knights while only losing 1 of their own. They will push them back 1 inch, and then we'll do break tests for both forces. Eurylians will need a 5 to not go disordered, and the Timordans are going to need an 8. No worries, no disordered. And Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. The last move of the turn, of turn 2, will be the Tymorden spear moving forward to engage these guys. A little bit of a traffic jam, but they squeeze in there. So probably not the smartest attack. Should have thought about this a little bit better, but they're going to just try to inflict a casualty. Tymorden spear are going to need a 10 to hit. While the heavy cavalry is going to need a 3 to hit them back. They're going to use shielding, so that spear, just to try to limit the damage, which doesn't quite make sense because you're looking for casualties. But at least they won't get 5 guys blown to pieces. And there could be some double hits here, because if you roll 5 over a 3, it can get kind of into this double casualty range. Well, the Tymordens can breathe a sigh of relief that there was no 8s rolled, or 9s or 10s, but they do get their butts handed to them. They get pushed back an inch. Now they'll do a break test. They'll need a 6 to prevent it going disordered. Alright, they don't go disordered, and that's the end of turn 2. That's pretty cool. Pretty simple. Moves really great. It's very tactical. I mean, a lot of times I have to pause and kind of think, kind of do, what if I do this? This will happen. And it's definitely, a totally different system compared to like a card-driven infamy game. Just, that's probably the most basic statement I'll ever make in my entire life. But it's like, no crap, buddy. But yeah, with the initiative system and the rolling the 2 dice for the activation and for the initiatives and break tests, and yeah, I like it. It's cool. And it's like it's kind of like how Monty Python said, it's now for something completely different. So, and it's still beautiful. So it's win-win-win right now in my book. And this is not even getting into the whole nuts and bolts behind the scenes stuff too. So that's kind of looking forward to that. The whole kingdom and building system. So, all right, excellent. And that's the end of the turn. We've got some good stuff going on. Got a couple disordered units out there. I've got to see what happens then. I think if you're disordered and you get disordered again, I think it's bad news. And pretty much a good static line here, but I think both sides won a few and lost a few there. Cool. I think the big thing of that turn also was that I found more red 10-sided dice, so I don't have to. I can kind of speed up the video, which I kind of enjoy too. I want to get back to the action of moving stuff around and looking at the battlefield. All right, we'll see you in turn 3. All right, the Tymordens win the initiative. I don't even know what to do next. I gotta figure it out. I'm gonna try to activate their nomads and attack what's left of this spear unit. Maybe wipe them out. All right, the Aurelian spearmen are definitely going to use their shielding. They're disordered for a +1, but they're at higher elevation. They're a little bit higher up than the Osmanian nomads, so they'll get kind of evens out there. And that's about the end of their bonuses, because it's all downhill from there, because they've only got 6 guys. Osmanians are looking for 5s to hit, and then the Aurelian spearmen need 6s. The spearmen's completely whiff. Oh, they lose 2 guys. They're going to do a break test. It's going to be horrible. You're going to need to roll an 8 to not get blown off the battlefield. They were already disordered. They are gone. They are leaving the battlefield. Alright, these heavy foot and these immortals of Shubi are within 8 inches of that unit that just broke and ran. So they both have to take a break test. We'll do the immortals first. The Immortals are fine. These guys are already disordered, so they're going to need a 6. Alright, no cascading morale failure. They survive. Okay, cool. So that's the first unit to move, and that was a good one. You guys are going to try to keep it up. They're going to try to attack the Immortals. They're going to need a 6 to activate. They fail to activate. They remain disordered. You can't use a simple move to engage in combat, so they're just going to sit there. Wah, wah, wah. These pikemen are going to attack them in the flank. They're going to wheel and then advance. They're hit in the flank. They only have 2 complete rows, so they get 2 dice versus their 5. You can't do shielding from the flanks. Brutal. So the heavy foot will get 2 attacks needing 9s. The pikemen will get 5 attacks needing 4s. Brutal. They lose 3 guys. They're already disordered. They inflict 0 casualties on the pikemen. They need an 8 to not implode. So those guys implode. The Immortals of Shubi are once again inside of the 8-inch range, so they got to make a break test, roll a 5 or greater. They keep it real, but we just lost our entire left side of the Aurelian defense. Wow. Osmanian nomads will try to attack these light infantry if they can activate. Alright, they reached the target. Little hand-to-hand action. These guys are going to go for it. No holds barred, baby. They're both going to need 5s to kill, and they both got 5 dice. So they're going for the even odds, baby. The Timordans win. They do 3 casualties while only losing 2 of their own. They push back the Osmanians 1 inch and will be break tests for both. Both sides will need a 6 to prevent going disordered. Timordans keep it together. Your Osmanians buckle under the pressure of losing that one. They try to activate these Immortals. They're going to try to what's it called? Try to wheel and then attack downhill into their fellow Immortals. Mortal on Immortal. Alright, the Timordan Immortals need a 5 and the Aurelian Immortals need a 6 because the attacking downhill. Oh, no one's going to go shield. They both decide if they're going to use Wild Charge here. It'd be nuts. So 5 dice each. Yeah. The attacking unit on the right gets 4 kills. The guys down here get 1. They got to try to do better than that. They're going to use their Wild Charge, so everyone's going to re-roll 1 more die. The Aurelian Mortals lose 5 guys. The Timordan's side loses 2. Oh, wow. Break test is going to be really fun. A 9 versus a 6 for both break tests. They are disordered. They got pushed back an inch. Everything's going wrong for the Aurelians. Oh, gosh. I try to break it back now here. They're going to do a wheel with these light infantry and attack the flank of the Timordan light infantry. Oh, this is going to be horrible. Timordans get 1 combat dice against the Aurelians 5. Timordans we need a 7, Aurelians needing a 4. Oh. Could have been worse. 3 more Timordans die, Aurelians don't lose anybody. I need a 7 to prevent going disordered here. We Keep it together. Fall back an inch. Oof. Timordan cavalry is going to go ahead and charge the Aurelian cavalry just to stop futzing around. Prevent them from doing a wheel or a pivot and destroying somebody from the rear. Four on 5. Let's see how it goes. They both have 2 combat dice for each guy, so it's going to be 5 on 5 is the max, and they're both going to need 5s to hit each other. So, dead even. The Aurelians lose 2 guys. They kill every single one of the Timordans. They're dead. I don't know if you take a cascading break test after, you know, if a unit breaks and runs off the battlefield, yeah, but you kill everybody. I guess it's not quite the same thing. So, okay. But we'll do a break test for these guys. They will need a 7 to not go disordered. They pull out the 9. All right. It's time for the Cascading Nightmare. These heavy foot will lunge across and attack their counterparts. The Timordan heavy foot are disordered, so they will need 7s to hit, while the Aurelians will need 6s. The Timordans will use shielding to knock it down to 4 dice. Timordans lose 3, Aurelians lose 2. They will push them back an inch, and we'll do break tests for both. Aurelians need a 5, Timordans will need an 8. Timordan heavy foot will break. Crossbowmen, Berserkers of Odenheim, and these heavy spear are all within 8 inches. All 3 groups will need 5s. Alright, they all pass. Oof, that didn't go well last time, but it's probably the best chance they got. They're going to shoot in and attack them. Timordan spear against what's left of the heavy cavalry. No, that was dumb. Cavalry will need a 2 with 5 dice, and we're definitely going to use shielding, cut them down to 4. And these guys need 10s. That was dumbest ever. The knights get 2 double kills, plus 2 more, killing 6 of the spearmen, losing nothing. That was the worst attack ever. In my head, I was like, these guys got 2 ranks. There's only 3 cavalry. They've already attacked. This is like the best chance I got. And then I forgot, like, they both get 2 combat dice. They get charged 3. And yeah. And then their freaking defense is like 13. So it was, and they attack at 5. Plus, just murdered them. So this is going to be a horrible break test for these guys. No point rolling because they need an 11. So they're going to fall back an inch and be disordered. Pikemen are going to go straight ahead and try to ram into these guys and finish them off. The pikemen steam forward to attack the Timordan spearmen, what's left of them. Those guys are definitely using their shielding. Here comes the attack. Spearmen will need 9s with 4 dice. The pikemen need 4s. This will be about as good as the last one. We'll kill 1 pikeman, but they'll get wiped. The pikemen get 2 double kills and 2 more for, yeah, that's 6. So they only got 4 guys. So see you later. Woof. It's getting brutal out here. They just got evaporated. So the center has basically been cored out. Well, both sides are pretty much jacked right here. Oh my gosh. So next up will be the Aurelians. They might as well take the Berserkers of Odenheim and pivot them and then try to attack these men-at-arms. Alright, here we go. Berserkers of Odenheim going in. Axes swinging like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, these guys are going to use shielding. They're cutting them down to 4. Just as trying to survive. Berserkers are going to need 3s. Heavy foot are going to need 6s. Berserkers are going to activate their wild charge. They've already got 4 kills because 1 was a double. Berserkers lose 2. They kill 5 though. Oh, the savagery. Totally savage. The heavy foot are going to need 9s not to go disordered. The Berserkers need a 5. The heavy foot are pushed back disordered. These heavy spear are going to try to pivot and attack these heavy foot. They both need 6s. They're going in wild style. Aurelian Spearmen are going to win. They do 3 kills versus the 2 they lost. We're going to push them back an inch, and we'll get a break test for both. 8s versus 7s here on these break tests. Timurian archers are going to activate and hammer away on the Aurelian Spearmen. These guys will use their shielding, cut it down to 4 dice. Needing 6s to hit. Nice shooting, kills 3 of them. Need to roll a 6 to avoid the disordered. They survive. Berserkers. Looks like it's going to be a flank attack. Is it? It's only 1 row. Yeah. It's going to be a flank attack against those guys. All the brutality. Heavy foot will need 8s. The Berserkers will need 3s. Heavy foot will attack with 2 dice versus the Berserkers 5. And they can't use shielding. Berserkers use their wild charge. Berserkers will kill 6 and lose 1. Heavy foot will need a 10 not to go disordered, and barbarians or berserkers need 5. What a roll by the footmen! They are not disordered. They fall back an inch, and they're keeping it together, baby. These spearmen are going to pivot and attack the rear of the Berserkers of Odenheim. Only bad thing about that, they are actually attacking from a lower elevation, but I think they'll have all the other bonuses in the world. Heavy spear will have 5 dice, needing 6s. The Berserkers will have 1 dice, needing an 8. Berserkers will be quite content with that defeat, just losing 1 guy. They will retreat away from them, and they'll need a 6 or better to avoid being disordered. These light infantry are going to try to pivot and attack them in the rear. They failed, so they'll just do a javelin attack and pay the penalty and throw javelins at these guys, and they'll use shielding. 4 attacks needing 6s to hit. They'll lose a guy, and they'll need a 4 to prevent going disordered. Light infantry are going to try to lunge across here and attack their counterparts. They're going in hard. Might use shielding. Probably will. Yeah, I'll use shielding. Timorans need 5s. Eurylians are going to need 6s because they already went active. Holy cow, jackpot. Eurylians kill 4 and only lose 1. That's a horrible attack. Timorans need an 8. Eurylians need a 4 to avoid going disordered. Light infantry lost and now disordered. Eurylians will activate or try to activate their crossbowmen. They're going to hammer away into the berserkers. Five dice needing 5s to inflict damage. Crossbows punch right through their heavy armor, killing 4 of them. Oh, wow. He had 8s not to go disordered. Check that, 7s. They freaking love it. Oh, so beautiful. Timordan crossbowmen are going to pivot and try to fire on the pikemen. Blasting away. You know, I might try to kill off the knights. Let's kill the knights. Check that. I forgot their armor is like insane. No, we're going to kill the pikemen. Still going to need 7s to hit. 5 dice. No shields here, baby. Nice shooting. They kill off 3 of the pikemen. They'll need a break test of 6 to stop going for disordered. They take it like a boss. And the final activation of turn 3 will be the Eurylian crossbowmen hammering their pikemen. Yeah, archers, sorry, not crossbowmen. They'll also need 7s to hit these guys. They were able to kill 1 pikeman. Yeah, that's alright, you know. And they need to roll a 4 or greater to avoid going disordered. Alright, no issue there as turn 3 comes to an end. Wow, what a turn. Starting on the north side of the battlefield, the Eurylians have turned the flank. The Timordan light infantry is up against 2 units. Holding strong, but not much left in the tank, down to like 5 guys. This is the big victory here for the Timordans. They have broken through. They've got their crossmen covering it, their pikemen, their Osmanians, their mortals. All that's left is a broken down unit of immortals from the Eurylians that are disordered. So not much left stopping them right here as they punch through over here on the but still the northern end of the battlefield. And then it just basically goes mostly all Eurylian here. Still got their archers here kind of dominating the middle. Their cavalry's alive and well. Pikemen are going down the center. They've been crushing everything they're going up against. Berserkers are down to very little guys. You've got full units. And then you get into a bit of a mess here as you get 2 Timordan units kind of surrounding the Berserkers. So it's not over yet. Definitely not over yet. Just a couple crazy dice rolls, and you get down to the south side here. That was crazy. These guys should have, you know, mathematically should have won that battle, but they got their butts handed to them. Got pushed back, disordered. We'll do the Reaper drone feed over the top of the battlefield as we go into turn 4. Initiative will be coming up in a few minutes. Using the full 10 feet. Nice. See you in a second. Casualties have been brutal. There's your Eurylian regular troops. You can't really tell with the mercenaries because I've got them kind of paired up, but if you go over here, the Timordans have gone into their second box of dead. Oh. So, body count wise, the Eurylians are definitely winning the battle. Alright, turn 4 initiative. I don't even know really how important initiative is because it's like 50 moves I could make for both sides. I don't think that's a more important move. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Maybe I probably just don't know what the hell I'm doing. Time Orton's bring home the W. Let's go see what the heck I can do with it. It might be wackadoo, but I'm going to spin these. I'm going to try to activate these pikemen. They're going to pivot and try to move into the rear of the knights. The pikemen make a successful rear attack on the knights. And I got to try to figure all this out. All right, pike are going to get 5 dice attacking in the rear. They need 8s. The knights need 7s, but they get 2 dice because they have 2 combat dice per man. Outstanding job by the pikemen. They wipe the knights off the battlefield, only losing 1 guy themselves. They'll take a break test. Shouldn't be too hard. They just got to beat a 4 with 2 dice. The Aurelians are going to try to activate their heavy foot, and they can see if they can get rid of their disordered. And they pivot and slam into the flank of the pikemen. Both sides need 7s. The pike will attack with 2 dice. Footmen going in with 5. They kill 3, don't lose any. We'll do a break test. They're going to push them back an inch, or push them sideways probably. And we'll do a break test for the pike. Need to beat a 7 to stop being disordered, or not be disordered, excuse me. Pike end up there. Time Warden's going to activate the berserkers, slam into the back of these footmen. First, you get 5 dice, hitting in the rear, needing 4s. The heavy foot will get 1 die and need an 8. It's not gonna it ain't gonna go well. Oh gosh. All right, here's a rules question. All right, if we use wild charge, you only get 1 die. Can you get more than that? Let's go with yes. Can't roll more than 5. Period. Also, I only rolled 4 dice, so I got to roll 1 more for the berserkers. So they're gonna get 2, and the foot knight will get 1 more, or the heavy foot. Just in case I got that wrong, at least I don't have to worry about it because they only get 1 hit. I don't know what's gonna be left of these guys. 5 heavy footmen are gonna die, and 1 berserker. As far as disorder checks go, heavy foot, you can get 10. The berserkers are going to need a 5. Berserkers pass their test. The heavy foot, their last 2 guys, they are pushed forward an inch. They are disordered, and they are, not long for this world. These heavy foot are going to take one for the team and attack the front of this larger unit just to try to save their berserkers. They fail to activate, but they're able to pivot, basically, and, they did a wheel, and they get in the way, so they cannot attack the barbarians in the rear. These guys are just going to oblige them and slam into the heavy foot. Spear failed to activate, so they just sit there as well. The Immortals are going to try to activate and get rid of their disordered, so they can fight on more even terms against these gentlemen who haven't activated yet. I left that from last time.
All right, here we go again. Immortals versus Immortals.
The Aurelians from fighting for the Time Wardens need a 5. The Aurelian ones need a 6. They're both going in crazy style. 5 dice each. They both kill 3 of each other. They both get pushed back an inch. And they're both going to need 7s to not get disordered. Both groups are hanging tough. Oh, they love each other. They're like, yeah, good fight, man. We'll see you in a minute. Let's these guys squeeze in there, try to finish them off. They're going to try to do just that. Here they come. Osmanian nomads. They hate the immortals even when they're fighting for their own side. They might attack them. No, they won't. That'd be fun, though. Oh, here they come. I'll try to finish them off. Oh, good luck. The Immortals of Shubi are going to use shielding. They'll need 7s to hit with their 4 dice, and the Osmanian Nomads will need 5s with their 4 dice. Two of the Immortals die. They hit nothing. That's terrible. They're going to use Wild Charge because they just don't go like that. So when keeping it real goes wrong, all that did was kill another one of them. He'll need to roll an 8 to prevent going disordered. They're crushed down to 2 dudes. They are disordered. I love that Dave Chappelle reference. Light infantry is going to try to activate and attack the flank of this light infantry. Driving into the flank again. 5 dice against 1 dice. Good luck, baby. Eurylian's looking for 4s. Time Warden's needing 6s? Yeah. Good luck, buddy. All those 10s, 2 of those 10s get double kills. 6 kills. This unit is wiped off the face of the earth. Butchered. The northern end of the battlefield is devoid of Time Wardens. They're going to activate their crossbowmen and hammer the pikemen. 5 dice, needing 6s. Alright, kill 3 of the pikemen. Nice shooting by those crossbowmen. Wow, so we do a break test for them. 1 second. This pikeman will try to activate. They failed to activate, so they just do a simple move to the 180, so they won't get attacked in the rear. These archers are going to fire at those crossbowmen. 5 dice, needing 6s. They killed 2. Nice shooting. Beat a 5 to not be disordered. They are disordered. They're going to try to activate immediately to try to shake the disordered. They are immediately undisordered, and they're going to fire they're going to pivot and fire their crossbow bolts into the spine of these Berserkers of Odenheim. Need 5 rolls of 6. They kill off 3 Berserkers. They're going to need to roll an 8 not to be disordered. They're able to keep it together. Light infantry are going to try to activate and attack these guys. Alright, they're not disordered anymore. Here we go, hand to hand. Light infantry on light infantry. They're both going in full monkey style. Time Wardens need a 6. Eurylians need 5s. 5 dice each. Both sides are brutalized. Time Wardens lose 5. Eurylians lose 3. Break tests are going to be just a blast. Eurylians are going to need a 6. Time Wardens are going to need a 10. Time Wardens are shoved back to the road and they are disordered. Eurylians are able to keep it together. Eurylian archers are going to try to bang out these 3 Berserkers that are left. 5 dice, needing 7s. Turns the last 3 of them into porcupines. They go down. Ah, death from afar. Time Wardens only have 1 unit left. They attack the Berserkers of Odenheim. At least they try to. Alright, here we go. Both sides going in hot. Heavy Foot will use shielding as they are at a big disadvantage here. They need 8s, while the Berserkers only need 5s. Heavy foot are brutalized. They lose 4 guys. The Berserkers don't take any casualties at all. Oh, yeah. They need a 9 not to go disordered. They're going to push them back 6 inches too behind the longbowmen. They are shoved all the way back there. Oh, savage. All that's left are the Osmanian nomads who are disordered. We're going to see if they can activate on a 6. And turn 4 ends as these guys wheel around that fence and come running down the road like a bunch of crazy people. Closing in on the flanks of basically the only units left for the Time Wardens. Shoo-wee. Got some crossbowmen, they got a pikeman. They got some really broken up stuff over here. I think this is like their only unit they got left besides these guys that are basically in the hospital. So it's not looking good for Team Timordia. Turn 5 or turn 6 is going to be probably it. Yeah, still going great. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's going quick. And yeah, we'll see you in the next turn. Turn 5 coming right at you. Alright, it's time for turn 5 initiative. Let's get it going. Alright, the Aurelians win. These Berserkers of Odenheim are going to charge downhill at these archers if they can pass their activation. It's going to be Slaughterfest 2023 as these guys try to stop these massive axes from hitting them with pieces of wood and longbow. Oh gosh. It's not going well. The Berserkers are going to need a 4. The Archers are going to need a 9. They're both going to get 5 dice. This is going to go great. Berserkers are going to activate their wild charge to keep up the pain train. Woohoo! The Berserkers lose 1 guy. The Archers have 8 of their guys cut to pieces thanks to 3 double kills. Oh, it's savage. Good luck on the morale save or the break test. Longbowmen need a 12. They're automatically broken. Berserkers are going to need 4. Yeah, 4. No, 5. Sorry about 5. These Osmanian nomads are going to try to destroy what's left of these. This almost isn't fair. So let's see if they can activate it. The Immortals of Shubia going out like a boss. They're reading the good book. Oh gosh. They'll use can you use shielding if you only have 2 guys? I don't even know. I guess you can. They go down to 1 die. No, they're not going out like that. They're going out like a boss. They're going to roll both their dice. And they'll take all 5 from the other guys. And they'll probably use their wild charge too. Nomads will need a 5. The Immortals will need a 6 due to being disordered. They got wiped. They only killed 1 Osmanian, but they are going to use their wild charge to re-roll their dice. Their die, excuse me. They are wiped out of existence, but they do kill 2 Osmanians on their way out. So it's a victory for Team Immortal. We'll go next with these archers, see if they can activate. And they're going to put a couple arrows into the spinal cords of these pikemen. They're able to activate. They need 7s and 5s to put some arrows in these guys. They kill off 2 of them. These pikes are going to try to charge those pikes. They know what's coming. They're going to try to get it right. Die on their own terms, baby. They failed to activate. They kind of turned. They want to take it like a champ. There was no way they could go. They were going to get attacked from the flank wherever they went. So, yeah, but now that turned, these pike are going to try to charge them in the flanks. This wasn't a lot of good options. They're in trouble. They're going to get skewered by these guys. These pike will get 1 dice hitting on 8s. These guys that are attacking will get 5 dice hitting on 6s. They do 3 kills on them. No casualties against the attacking Aurelian pikemen. Break test, need an 8. They survived that. Strong work. Tymortan crossbowmen are going to hammer the pikemen. If they can. They're able to activate. They're going to hammer with crossbow bolts. 5 of them incoming. Needing 6. They're going to kill 3 of them. Those guys are going to need 8s not to break, get disordered. 7, sorry, I forget you have +1 for missile weapons. And whittled away themselves. Guys can try to activate and get out of the way and go up on top of this ridge and make way for these crossbowmen to hammer away at these pikemen, try to finish them off. They wheel and get out of dodge. Unfortunately, they might be in range of these guys. The Immortals are going to try to reach them. They fail to activate, so they just turn to face. That's all they can do. Crossbowmen going to try to unload on these guys. Arrows inbound. Needing 7s. Oh, they killed 2 of them. Not looking good. He's by himself. 2 heavy footing try to activate and attack the berserkers uphill. Always a good idea. They're trying to die like a boss. They're going in hard. Berserkers will need 6 with 5 dice. Your Tymortans will have 2 dice trying to hit on 8s. They do 0 casualties and both their guys die. So, sad. The Aurelians are going to try to engage these guys. It's probably an even fight. Heavy spear on heavy spear. Alright, they complete the charge. Oh, this is going to be a good one. I think the Tymortans will have a little bit of an advantage. Tymortans will need a 6. Aurelians will need a 7. Let's see what happens here, baby. Very sad melee. Tymortans lose 2. Aurelians lose 1. Oh, victory. Sad, but a victory. They're going to shove them back 6 inches. Both need to beat a 6 for the break test. Both pass. Tymortan light infantry. They're disordered. They're going to try to activate and attack these guys before they stab them in the spinal cord. Oh, they failed to activate, so they just kind of sit there and just cry. These guys are going to try to activate and do a wheel and then slam into the rear of these guys. The Tymortans will get 1 die, needing 8s to hit. The Aurelians will get 5 dice, needing 5s to hit. Oh, savage. And these guys, yeah, 1 dice. That's sad. Get 6 dudes killed thanks to some double kills. Oh. Their break test will be an 11, which they can't do, so they'll be disordered. They'll shove them forward into a disordered spot. Brutal. No casualties for the Aurelians. And the last moves for the Tymortans will basically be these 2 units moving up the road into about this region. And that should just about do it. I mean, there's no force morale in this game, but you've got a fully intact light infantry unit, and that's about it. Maybe a crossbow unit. Everything else is... they're going to get shot to pieces by archers and chopped up by axes. These guys still have 2 pretty much intact units over here, plus 2 more totally fresh units coming down the field, down the road. Yeah. That was a hell of a good fight. Plus, it was a little over an hour, and it was the battle report will be at least. So yeah, I mean, it was a great fight. It was a fun system. It's freaking it's savage. There's no force morale. Sometimes on Too Fat Lardies kind of saves you from getting it too brutal, but I think that's more realistic. But these we're gonna kill everybody games. Awesome. Cool. I like the way it worked. I'm happy. I'll probably do some of the off camera stuff, but that the Aurelians win 2 in a row here up in the northern reaches of the peninsula, and yeah, they will probably capture an area, but we're going to go switch over to Oathmark rules for a little bit, and we'll play some games in the future. I think I'm going to start painting some World War II guys at this. I've got more Russians and Germans to paint, and we'll get them done. And then I've got I've got 2 more lances to paint for Battletech, and I need to buy some of those. I can't remember, it's Hex something. Oh, it's from a terrain or buildings. I can't remember the name of the company. Sorry. I know that Death from Above Wargaming reviewed them. They're freaking cool ass buildings for Battletech, pre-painted and everything. Hex something or other. I've got it saved on my phone, so I'll have to pull it up and I'll mention it maybe later on. But I got to get some of those buildings, and that'll sex up my next Battletech match. But paint some World War II guys. Get them done. Probably have to do another back-to-back chain of command and then a bolt action game right afterwards. I like when Travis does that on Tabletop CP a lot. I think it's kind of cool. See how the 2 games fare against each other with basically the same forces. So, all right. So I'll be painting, and this was a great break. I had 2 fun games. And I'm going to enjoy part of the off-light campaign game. If I get bored during the World War II painting, I might have another Oathmark game just to see what the random stuff from the campaign shows, and we'll go from there. You guys are awesome. Have a fantastic week, and take care of yourselves and keep on painting and having fun.